إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد إن خير الكلام كلام الله عز وجل وخير الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. Indeed, the best speech is the word of the Almighty Lord. The best way of life is the sunnah of our beloved Prophet Muhammad ibn Abdullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. The best affairs are the prescribed matters, and the worst of affairs are the novelties, the innovated matters. The most noble death is the death of a martyr. The best of knowledge is that which benefits. The upper hand is better than the lower hand, and wailing over the dead is from ignorance. The worst of earnings is the earnings, the filthy, dirty earnings of a riba. The worst of food is eating the inheritance of the orphans. The worst of reports are those which are lies. Abusing a Muslim is wickedness. Killing him is kufr. And backbiting him is eating his flesh. He who withholds his anger, Allah grants him reward. He who is patient in calamities, Allah turns his affairs, making it aright. He who is proud of himself, who is arrogant, who loves himself, Allah Ta'ala will debase him. He who does actions to be seen by man, to be known by man, to be heard by man, to be loved by man, the Almighty Lord will make it known of him. Know, ye creatures, that Allah Ta'ala, the most gracious, most merciful, the King, the Sovereign, the Master, the Lord, rose over his throne in a manner that suits his glory, that suits his majesty. He is indeed the first, the last, the most high and the most near. He is the knower of everything. He is the knower of everything. Lord of the seven heavens, Lord of the seven earths, the splitter of the seed and the seed stone. Nothing, absolutely nothing, is in the likeness of the Almighty Lord, nor is there anything comparable or partner to him. A question. Suppose you learn that tonight this will be your last day, tomorrow. Suppose you learn tonight that tomorrow is your last day. In other words, after tomorrow you will die. What would you do? Where would you go? What would you eat? What would you drink? Who would you see? Who would you talk to? What would your thoughts be? What would your living be on that day? What would your actions be on the last day on the face of this earth? It makes you think. It makes you wonder. An interviewer would approach prominent scholars and people who are known for their virtuous lives, for their righteous lives. He would ask them this question with the idea that he will compile, he would gather, he will collect all the answers from these righteous people, from the scholars, and these righteous people, and put it into a book. All the answers in order to benefit man with. The most inspiring response came from a sheikh by the name of Abdul Rahman ibn Abi Nu'aym, who said, there is nothing that I can do to change my daily lifestyle, my daily schedule, knowing, learning that today will be my last day. Because I already live every single day as if it is my last. Allahu Akbar. What a beautiful answer. What a beautiful response. What a beautiful way. What a beautiful end. Living your life as though this is the last day on this earth. Every single day that you live. How would you pray? How would you eat? How would you drink? You indeed look at every minute second of that day. You will not dare to go against Allah's legislations, not even for 1 second of that day. It's your last day. Death is the most certain aspect of life. According to statistics, 6,200 people die in the world every single hour. 6,200 people die in the world every single hour. This is happening around us. We hear of it. We see it. We wash it. We shroud it. We clothe it. We perfume it. We carry it. And thus we bury it. Yet it is amazing that we believe that it's not going to happen to us. At least not soon. And wallahi, brothers and sisters, this is the work of Satan. This is the work of the devil. This is one of his arrows that he is firing at you day after day. He wants you to procrastinate. He wants you to be forgetful, hateful. Why? So you will not prepare yourself for that mighty day. So you will not prepare yourself for that day when you enter the grave. A moving story of a man called Bahlul. A man who was on the opposite side, we can say, of worldly smartness. In other words, he was simple in his comprehension, in his intellect, in his understanding. It was hard for him to understand things. A Khalifa by the name of Harun Rashid gave Bahlul a stick. He said, this stick, Ya Bahlul, belongs to the most foolish man on the face of this world. If you find any person more deserving of this stick than yourself, pass it on to him. And Bahlul, being Bahlul, took the stick. Several years later, Harun Rashid, the Khalifa, became extremely ill. And no medical treatment seemed to work. Bahlul came to visit Harun to inquire about his health. The conversation took as follows. Harun said to Bahlul, no treatment seems to work. I see my journey ahead of me at any second. Bahlul asked, where are you going? He's a bit on the opposite side of worldly smartness. Where are you going? Bahlul, I'm going to the other world. To the other world? How long are you going to go for? When will you come back? He asked.